So I've arrived as a celebrity. I was so underdog before.
You've always made sure that the concert experience is a spectacle. Why has that been important to you?
Because I'm such an introvert. Who will come and watch an introvert? I will tell the story behind this later.
What are you like on the day of the concert?
Some people say hello to me and I don't even look at them.
What's the worst that could happen that had happened and now you know how to deal with it?
Rain.
So I could assume that I could have heard a Rahman song 100,000 times, but at the concert, I'll hear a completely different version.
Yes.
Oh my God! We have to talk about Tamasha and Rockstar.
I think Imtiaz is like a poet, is a storyteller. Both Rockstar and Tamasha, I think, is excerpts from his life, I guess.
Yes, absolutely. From the past or the present, who would you buy a ticket to? Are we as a country able to match your vision now?
Not yet.
I'm sitting in Rahman sir's studio and you might hear the music trickle in because, come on, that's the actual job. This is the interview. So, hi sir, how are you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm doing very well. I was just wondering, the last couple of months, or the last couple of years actually in India, we've seen something of a culture emerge, and it's the gig culture. We've always been the audience that goes to gigs, but I think something's changed. But I don't think it's
Post-COVID.
really... Post-COVID, yes, you're absolutely right. But I was thinking, it's not yet a culture until the Bastions show up. And here you are. It's your first big gig in Bombay. After a while, I would say, because Bombay audiences have not had the privilege of seeing you in a while. So thank you so much for coming to Mumbai with Wonderment. Let's talk about gig culture first. Is it important to you that we have this culture?
It is important. Like, life is about, happiness and living in a great moment, happy moment. And because we're all locked in flats and, our jobs and our troubles. So it's redeeming, it's catharsis for people. People coming for the concerts is a gift for me because they buy the tickets, they have to like you first.
Yeah.
They like your music first. And then they dress up and they come in and sit. Half the job is done there.
Yeah.
So the rest of the stuff I have to sing well and team has to put up a great show. And that's what we do. So
I remember watching this concert in Singapore over a decade ago, and it was a different concert then, of course. But you've always made sure that the concert experience is a spectacle. Why has that been important to you?
Because I'm such an introvert, who will come and watch an introvert? They need to see something Rahman does, right? And also, as I always look at myself from the other side.
Yeah.
Whether it's my music or whether it's me on stage or whether my artist on stage. Why should they come and watch something boring? Yeah, there needs to be some interesting, some take on it, some artistic. So, and today we are in kind of empowered state where we have all the tools to do anything.
When was the last time you experienced Wonderment?
Oh God, every day.
Yeah.
Every day when I get up is Wonderment because I feel like every breath is a blessing. Every song which comes out is a blessing. And every relationship is a blessing. People coming, buying a ticket, coming to the show is a blessing.
Yeah, absolutely. I saw the poster, it's right behind us actually. And I was very curious because there is nothing without meaning, whether it's an a.r.rahman song or a poster. There's this circle around you. And it really made me wonder, what does it signify? Because I see a lot of stages. I see a woman giving birth. Adhikapram, I see, there's a bunch of girls there. There's somebody on a cycle. Tell us a little bit more
This is exactly like how, when I'm making a song, my experiences of life bring the song out. And this song goes out and it has its own experience, not just with people's lives, whether it's graduation, love failure, or, birth, or, stuff like that, parenthood. So I wanted to bring that. It's a culmination of everything. I'm celebrating everybody there.
Lovely.
They are like the halo behind me.
Yeah.
Literally.
And I love the costuming. I mean, this is the part of the introvert bit you were trying to tell me about?
Yes.
Isn't it?
Such an introvert. See, look at that.
No, it's great. But is it a new person that is doing this now? Or were you always comfortable costuming? Because
No, I was not.
You're not, right?
Yeah. I think when Saira was there, she used to dress me up and all that stuff. And then I will tell the story behind this later when the time comes.
Okay,
For this one.
For this one specifically. I've always noticed that at your concerts, you have a very important aspect, which is collaborators. And I think the collaborators come because they want to be on stage with you, of course. But is there something that you look forward to in a collaboration, especially on stage? What matters?
Stage is something which I feel like sometimes magic happens between artists because these are songs which are very, very strictly following the composition, original.
Yes.
Sometimes we loosen it up.
Yeah.
We, according to the audience, and we loosen it up. Sometimes we kind of create a kind of dynamics between two singers.
Yeah.
And so it's a surprise. Sometimes, they come up with great ideas. They come up with some improvisation, which is great.
So I could assume that I could have heard a Rahman song 100,000 times, but at the concert, I'll hear a completely different version.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
How much fun!
And
do you
a
have
portion
with-
of it.
A portion of it, of
Yeah.
course, of course. So, do you have any set list tips for my audience
Yes,
here?
yes,
Please
yes.
tell us.
We have certain improvisations which I love because I'm also learning from the kids nowadays. They
Yeah.
take a song and then they take a guitar and they perform. I said, "Whoa, that's great!
Correct.
Less tension. It's airy and it has air to breathe." And some of the ideas I got inspired from some of these
Amazing.
singers who put out reels. And, yeah,
So they're making the songs new.
some of them, like a portion of it starts with that.
Correct. So I'm still waiting to hear set list tip-offs. What can we expect to hear?
The obvious, of course,
Mm-hmm.
and some more. Like mainly to celebrate the musicality of these amazing musicians out there that I have.
Correct. How does one do that? Because when as an MC or as a host, I always feel that गाने मोतियों की तरह होते हैं, जिनको चुन के पिरोया जाता है. So, is there a journey within that set list as well for you? Is that important?
There is, it's also like how much we have performed a song and we sometimes we discard something and go move on because we can't keep it. Like if you buy 5 new dresses, you have to take something out.
Yes. Yes.
Because there's a time limit. We would
Correct.
love to perform for like 5 hours.
Correct.
Even if you break up bags. But there's a kind of rule there, no?
Yeah.
You have to close by time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. What are you like on the day of the concert? What is a.r. Rahman like? Or perhaps a night before
ask
or
my
on
kids.
the day?
Ask my kids. No, I've changed over years. I've learned to relax. Some people like say hello to me and I don't even look at them because I'm thinking about something else.
Of course. Of course.
And they come and tell me, I said hello on the day of concert and you didn't look at me. It's like because
because it's
I'm
my
not in that
concert.
zone.
Of course, of course. And what are concerts like? Like, do you have any things you overcome? Like, what's the worst that could happen that had happened and now you know how to deal with it?
Rain.
Yes, yes.
Always it's rain.
Yes, yes, yes.
And we hope and pray that, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Mumbai is going to rain at all. Definitely not. But at the same time, I do want to ask you, what is the one thing that is magical for you? What's that moment which you enjoy on stage? Or how do we know as an audience that you're having fun?
I think if the first few songs go well, we know that we just within minutes you feel like, oh, it's over.
Yeah.
Because it's like a machine which goes on. Yeah, that's it. Otherwise, yeah.
If you could go to somebody else's concert from the past or the present, who would you buy a ticket to?
I kept saying this, Michael Jackson.
Of course, of course. I
Michael
remember the last time also we spoke about it, you said Michael Jackson.
Yeah, and still I've not seen any artist coming close to wholesomeness of
Absolutely.
singer, dancer, visionary.
Absolutely.
And having public safety in mind and about the world and about climate change and he's covered it all.
Yeah, he did Heal the World and
Yeah.
Black and White and all
Yeah,
of those themes
absolutely.
way back then.
Yeah.
If I were to look into the set list and I ask you, are there songs or which song deserves to be at a concert from these albums for you because of the performance value of it? So if I pick Bombay, the obvious for the ones who are not initiated would think Hamma Hamma because it's that tempo. But what do you pick from Bombay for a concert?
Tu Hire.
Yeah.
Tu Hire. And because we keep changing the arrangement. Sometimes we just play with the pad. Sometimes Hari Haran comes and sings it and he kills it beautifully. Yeah.
Yeah. From Roja?
Choti Si Asha or Roja Janam. Yeah.
Even today?
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. And then there's, of course, Dil Se.
They'll sing Dil Se and Chaya Chaya mostly.
Yeah.
Or if Udit Saab comes in, he sings A Ajnabi.
Now I'm very curious. Is Udit Sahab, who are the all-stars who are going to come on the stage?
No,
Do
he's
we know
not
yet?
coming.
Okay, you're telling me he's not coming.
But I wish he was there.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
always a
yeah.
happy performer to
Absolutely.
be.
Absolutely. I'm skipping ahead. I'm going to Rang De Basanti.
The title song, Rubaru, we're not performing that.
Okay.
We have to.
Do you remember anything about that song for us?
I think Rang De Basanti was my vibe with Rakesh Mehra
Yeah.
and how I was inspired by his filmmaking. So I wanted him to win.
Yes.
So my every attempt was to, even though the movie is a sad ending, I was trying to go completely parallelly, give him something which is uplifting. And,
Yeah. Yeah, that leaves you with something
Yeah.
hopeful.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's, of course, because you said Rakesh Mehra, I can't not say Delhi 6.
Yeah. Same on that one. It's a very complex film too.
Yeah. And then after that, of course, we have to talk about Tamasha and Rockstar.
I think Imtiaz is like a poet, is like is a storyteller, is his understanding of life is what the movie is about, right?
Yeah.
What he goes through in his own way. It's intriguing, and when it's said with honesty, it's intriguing. Both Rockstar and Tamasha, I think, is excerpts from his life, I guess.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Where he could be Wade and he could be Jordan and
Exactly.
all of that. All of these sounds, when you're on stage, when you're performing, when do you know that you are one with the audience?
Actually, sometimes you don't even know.
Yeah.
Sometimes when the show starts, there's absolute silence.
Yes.
And I was wondering, why? Did they like it or not? No, we were like awestruck, they'll say.
Yeah.
Or they're bored. Either two of them. Or they just keep, I've seen when they don't even react. They were like that. And I didn't know because when what they see out is a different experience, right?
Correct.
We are performing like it is multiple X of with the sound and everything. It creates a kind of
Correct.
aura, which is great. And I hope that happens again.
I've always known that you'd like to push the boundaries when it comes to tech. And I want to know that are we as a country able to match your vision now?
Not yet. I think we need more performance spaces, safety, traffic control, legitimacy in ticketing. I think it'll all happen because the need has arrived now.
Correct.
Before that, people never thought people were going to buy tickets.
Yeah.
Same thing which happened with Dolby and DTS in movies. There was mono.
Yes.
Suddenly jumped to 5.1 and Atmos. And I never thought that would happen. So when there's money in something, people change, people build, I think they would do.
When you go into this concert, what are you hoping that it leaves people with? And I'm not just talking about musically, I'm talking about spiritually.
I hope they carry the excitement which they've created for us and we've created for them, and it becomes a memory etched in their life, which happens sometimes. People talk about the 97 concert, people talk about the 2000 concert, why I was there in that concert, like you said.
Yes.
And that's what I believe too. It's not just another concert for me. It is a soul sharing, soul or interactivity or that kind of an experience.
Amazing. Are you able to keep the noise out today? Because there is so much of it.
Yeah.
And there is so much of it. And there's a lot of interest in your personal life. How are you dealing with that? Because I've only known you for your music.
I know, so I've arrived as a celebrity. I was so underdog before. Now I arrived, I'm a celebrity now.
Now I'm a celebrity.
Yeah,
now
exactly.
people want to know what I eat,
Exactly.
where I go.
I'm proud. I need to have a medal.
No, at the end of the day, it's new, right? This
It is.
public interest.
No, it is concern also. It is concern and it is gossip. The world thrives on that, right?
Yeah.
Many journals thrive on that, and but it also humanizes.
Yeah.
Like nobody's beyond trouble.
Oof.
Nobody's beyond
Yeah.
suffering. Nobody's beyond. So it's how we handle it. We handle it with respect, and we handle it with. That's what I think.
Is there a new song or a new composition that you might be dropping at Wonderment?
There might be.
Excuse me. Okay, fantastic. Before I go, I must say I'm very excited to be there.
Okay.
And as somebody who's been to a couple of those,
Yeah.
I really look forward to this one just for the experience of it. And I hope we'll be a good audience for you.
Great, thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Hi, this is a.r.rahman. Come and join me on the 3rd of May for the Wonderment concert at DOI Patil Stadium.
just to fill